What's up guys, I'm Ben from AuthenTech, and the Samsung Galaxy S20s were just announced yesterday. Now, is that new camera system good enough to get me to switch off of my iPhone 11 Pro? Now, in today's video, I'll be talking about the top 5 camera features that I'm most looking forward to and some big cons that no one else is talking about. First up, I'm probably going to be getting the S20. Now, it has a 64 megapixel telephoto lens. Now, those high megapixel numbers are always flashy on paper, but it's not about the quantity of pixels, but it's the quality of each pixel and of the sensor. Now remember, this iPhone 11 Pro, it records 4K 60. I think it has the best autofocus and dynamic range of any video camera out there right now, and it's only 12 megapixels. The S20 Ultra has even more insane numbers. It has a 108 megapixel primary camera. Samsung says with those higher megapixels on the S20, it'll have a 3x optical zoom and a 30x digital zoom, which has cool potential, but of course it's not going to be used for everyone. And on that Ultra, they say it's going to have a 100x zoom, which again looks very cool and it's going to be fun to play with, but I'm not sure how many people are actually going to use that full potential. Now, I can see some parents using it, snapping some photographs and videos of their kids playing some sports ball game on the field. Or maybe those neighbors you want to zoom, not just joking. In real life though, just because it has 100 times zoom doesn't mean you need to use all of that range. Now, it's nice to have that range available, meaning if you're at the concert or wherever, and maybe you want to zoom in 20 times or 50 times, maybe use half of that range. That should help produce some better clarity in your photos and videos, but we'll see. Once mine comes in, I'll definitely compare it to the Pixel 4, which already has a very impressive digital zoom. The price tag on that S20 Ultra is just insane. It's starting at $1,400 for the 128 gig model, then $1,600 for 512 gigs. That is a lot of money. I personally don't have that sort of cash I want to just shell out for a phone, so I'll probably be buying that standard S20. I like its smaller physical size, plus its price tag is way more aligned with the average consumer out there, and even that is still super expensive at $1,000. I really thought phones on prices were gonna start coming down soon, but I guess not yet. So again, make sure you stay tuned, as when I get that S20 in, I'll be doing real world camera comparison tests versus everything you wanna see. Number 2, 8K video. That's right, it's here. Very funny that so many people don't even have 4K TVs or computers or other screens to view 4K video at, and yet 8K video is now rolling out. Now, I don't hate it because there's some cool possibilities. For one, digital crop in and zooms in post. For example, I'm recording at 4K in this frame, but if I start to zoom in and punch in digitally, well, it's gonna look pretty pixelated and soft and sort of junky. But if I record in full 8K and then punch in different sections of the screen, well, then you're gonna maintain that 4K clarity and it should hopefully look good. We'll see. Number 3, part of that 8K video feature, that means higher resolution sensors, which in return hopefully means better looking, sharper 4K video and possibly better image stabilization. A big bummer here though, I saw they discussed the super steady feature in their presentation yesterday, and again, it has cool potential, but as a big boo-hoo, I found on their website in the fine print, it's still locked in at only 1080p like in previous models, like here on the Note 10 Plus. A big disappointment, and I really wish we could have saw that awesome steady stabilization in video at 4K. And another big bummer with that 8K, I couldn't confirm on their website, but I've seen a lot of people mentioning that the 8K video is only recorded at 24 FPS max, not 30 FPS. Now, if that's true, I find it pretty lame. I'm a big 30 FPS guy, so I probably would never actually even use the 8K if it's maxed out at 24. Now, another positive of the 8K video recording, it basically allows us to screen grab images out of the video clips. So this means if we have a cool video clip and there's this moment we want to save as a photo, well, we can basically pull out a 33 megapixel still photo out of that video. So that's very cool potential there. One One rumor I had saw going around before the presentation was possible 4K 120 FPS. That doesn't seem to be the case, but I guess I'm not surprised. I personally would have much more preferred 4K 120 over 8K 24 FPS, but I'm not sure. You guys let me know your thoughts down below. I'm guessing most people probably don't care either way. Oh, and you guys let me know down in the comments if you think $1,000 starting up to $1,400 plus seems absurdly high for a phone, or is that to be expected for a phone of these sort of specs? I'm not sure. Number 4, speaking of video, Samsung finally caught up to the iPhone on this one, and we can now record 4K 60 FPS video on that front-facing selfie camera. Again, that probably won't affect most people out there, but for myself, I'm creating content every day, and sometimes I need that front-facing selfie camera for framing up my shots, and to record 4K 60 is a nice option to have. One feature that I think Samsung has now one-upped iPhone at, it can seamlessly switch between the front and back cameras while recording in 4K video. That's pretty cool, and I could actually see myself using this once in a while. Number 5, a larger sensor. Again, this should help some key areas that could possibly affect the average user out there. A larger sensor should help in those tougher low light conditions, because let's be honest, myself and a lot of you out there are usually snapping photos in poor lighting conditions, like inside, and if I'm chasing my little guy around who's moving very fast, all too common, my shots come out blurry or soft, I've missed the focus. Hopefully this larger sensor should help. Honestly, I wish there was a lot more camera talk out there on the autofocus and dynamic range, both which I still think iPhone 11 Pro beats out the Samsungs in all my past camera tests. We'll see with this S20, stay tuned. Now, does the phone itself look very cool? Absolutely. It has awesome impressive specs like that 120 Hz display, massive batteries, top tier processor and memory, and so much more. That Galaxy Z Flip with the hinged design, dual video chat, no tripod needed for some camera shots. Very cool technology, but again, that price tag of $1,380, that's a lot of dollars, and I'm not willing to drop that much cash on it. There is good news for a lot of people who don't want to pay these absurdly high prices, meaning last year's devices are coming down in price. Example, that S10e I've heard good things about. Still a good phone, good cameras, good display. It's down to about $600. Now that's still not cheap, but don't miss Samsung's trade-in program. I've personally used it before, and they give a pretty penny for older devices if you have any laying around. Or if you're looking for a really budget phone, then maybe wait for that upcoming Google Pixel 4a. If Google repeats what they did last year with their Pixel 3a, that was a very good device for around $400, which is pretty cheap. Stay tuned for my hands-on camera comparison test coming soon versus the Note 10, iPhone, Pixel. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time, let's live AuthenTech.